Hey everyone, it's me, Fiona Jane, aka Dr. Hikaru. I hope you had a happy new year. This is my non-endometriosis related or PMDD related vlog, my first one of the year. This one is going to be on body image since I had an overwhelming, surprising response to the last one. People had asked me if I would do a video on kind of tips and tricks that have helped for me, and this one is going to focus on body image and fitness, particularly for those of you with New Year's resolutions where you want to do something about your body image or if you've been struggling with it. So I'm going to repeat what I said last time. If you are not happy with how you look, if you have a poor body image and you want to make the change, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself, and some people do it for their family because they want to be a better person for their family, but ultimately that motivation has to come from you, because if you cannot do this without having self-motivation, and it's hard, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to become better about it and what to do kind of when you feel you're hitting a ceiling, or things that worked for me when I felt it was getting harder. First off, I have this collage of me from like 2000, 2002, and it's a lot of people who made me who I am today, and you can see, especially like in this one right here, I am this girl, and that is a lot bigger than what I am now. I'm trying to think of one that shows when I was really, really big. Okay, so here's an image. I was probably, and this is in my earlier cosplays, so maybe 180 in that image. I know this one here, I was really heavy, and you can't really tell, but my face is like huge. These are all archive photos. Okay, now here's one right here where I am just ridiculously huge. I'm about 195, I think, at that photo. So as you can see, I've slimmed down in this one. I'm probably about 160, 170. Sorry, my phone was ringing and I had to turn that down. But I've had my heavier days, for sure. But let me tell you something. When I was at these weights right here, I had talked about that. I said I was going to be okay being a heavier girl. I made the decision back then that I was going to be okay being that heavier girl. I had curves. I was surrounded by absolutely beautiful people, as you can see. And, I had a lot of guy friends, I had a lot of girlfriends, and I had a network that was supportive. So the first thing you need to do as you go on this body image journey is be positive about it. You can't do this by being negative. I wrote on my mirror when I was trying to motivate myself that I wrote on it with a dry erase marker, I am beautiful, and I am loved, and I will never be alone, and I am going to make myself a better person. You need a positive reminder. You can't change your body by hating it. You'll ultimately go down the wrong path that way. So tell your friends you're going to do this journey. Find people who are going to motivate you. And here's the first thing I'm going to recommend. Sorry, this is last year's calendar and I didn't use this to track. But take a calendar, put it somewhere where you can see it, and as you go through, mark the days you work out. That way you have a physical reminder that you worked out this day, this day, this day. Mine's all done electronically now, and I also was doing it on Twitter when I was running so that I could kind of look back on my tweets and see what I did. And I also use Runkeeper. I'll get into that later. But I recommend to you, in part of this new year, buy a calendar and track when you work out. Or track what you're eating, or actually both. So you want to lose weight and you don't even know where to start. Let me give you a few tips on how this works. First, you kind of need a clear image of what you're doing today, because you're not going to be able to see how you're going to change it tomorrow, right? You would be surprised at what you eat. Keep a food journal. Write down everything you eat. I'm not asking you to write down the calories. I'm just asking you to journal what you eat. You'd be surprised what you eat when you eat it, and don't lie to yourself. If you start tricking yourself and say that you only drank 1 glass of soda when you drank 3, you're ultimately hurting yourself in this goal. Write down what you eat. Write down when you eat it. If you're working out right now, go ahead and write down what you're doing. That way you can see where you can improve it or make changes, you know, try something different. So when you write down what you eat, in terms of diet, here is my thought on diet. It's going to be a lifestyle change. If you go on those crash diets or you go on a detox diet, the minute you're off that diet, you're probably going to gain all the weight back. If you're unhappy with where you are and you want to make those changes, if you just want to make the changes short term, good for you. But most of the people I know who are unhappy with their bodies, it's going to be a lifestyle change. So I keep saying lifestyle change because I'm not going to give you a crash course in dieting. I've never really done it. I'm never going to do it. I've heard that some people do like South Beach, or they're very one specific, like if you have diabetes or if you're on an Atkins diet, that's different. Again, those are lifestyle change diets. I'm talking about things you can do like drink water. You know, drink water every day. I'm not going to tell you to do drastic things in your life. You're going to have to do these small changes. When you do the small changes, it's easier to, 1, meet your goal, 2, keep the momentum, and 3, not shock your body and go back into bad habits. Because you got to make this change, and you got to make this change for life if you want to be where you are, you know. So, in terms of diet, I'm not going to tell you any of that mambo jumbo, oh, I tried this diet and it worked. I do know that one diet that has really helped my friends, or one program that has been super successful for a lot of my friends, is Weight Watchers. And because it teaches you to monitor how you eat, and it teaches you to watch your intake of things. That's completely different than a crash course diet, like a no-carb diet, or a light carb diet, or a 30-day diet, or using diet pills to get to what you want. And if you do those and they work for you, kudos to you. But I guarantee you, the minute you get off that pill, you're going to gain back all that weight if you did not make the significant lifestyle changes to support how you are today. So journal what you eat, write down what you do. I recommend cutting out soda, okay? Or maybe not cutting it out all the time, but limiting your intake on soda. And you'd be surprised. Like, I drink soda on very rare occasions. I do carry soda in my fridge, but I don't drink it that often. I might drink it if I go to fast food. If you try to eliminate fast food from your diet, you would be surprised at how much that makes a difference as well. The biggest thing I tell people to do is stop snacking. It worked for me. I eat 3 meals a day, and I have 2 small snacks if I need them. One around 10 o'clock and one about 3. I'm a foodie, okay? I love food. My phone is going off the hook. I love food. Yay! So I don't make those lifestyle changes because I love my food and I love to eat and do things. So, but the key is moderation. I don't eat a lot of fried foods. I don't eat out at like fast food places very often. But when I want to, I do. And I don't binge, so to say. If I want that piece of chocolate, I'm going to have a piece of chocolate. You know, not half the bag, which I used to do. So that really helps. I try to eat my bigger meals, my heavier meals in the beginning of the day. So during breakfast, I will eat, if I'm really hungry, I'll go ahead and have that heavy breakfast, but I'll have something smaller for lunch and then something smaller for dinner. So if you want to have a steak, try to do it during lunch. Don't do it for dinner. You know, you want to have that big juicy burger, have it for lunch. Don't do it for dinner. Try to eat like maybe a smaller salad or something light. I also try to avoid a lot of carbohydrates. Again, I am no professional in this. I'm just giving you tips that worked for me because that was an ask. Oh, and I'm all sniffly. Sorry, I was outside earlier walking my dog, Saya, who's over there. So the other thing you can do is stop eating late night snacks. I worked retail. I know it's hard. I tried to eat my dinner and I tried not to eat really late because what happens is you eat and then you sleep. And when you sleep, your metabolism slows down. So you're not getting the benefit of being able to burn what you just ate before you sleep. So try to avoid sleeping right before you, or try to avoid eating right before you sleep. That I found was a big thing. Typically, I don't eat past 9 o'clock. And that might be steep for a lot of you. And if you guys are the ones that eat all times of the day and you're trying to correct that or make a change, do it by half-hour increments. Let's say you normally eat until midnight. Stop yourself at 11:30. When you can meet the 11:30, move it to 11 o'clock. Again, these small changes are going to make a big difference. Ah, sniffles. in your life, you know. So that's one thing I do. I drink a lot of water. I carry water with me. I find little snacks that I can eat, little things, you know, like sometimes 100-calorie packs work for people. I would keep vegetables on hand. If you want to have a healthier diet, you're going to have to incorporate more fruits and veggies and a lot of unprocessed food in your life. But that's kind of how it is with diet. I'll do probably another vlog on just diet on itself. But those are the little things you can do. Food journal and see what you're eating right now. See what you can cut out. See what you can change. If you have a lot of soda, lower that soda intake. I'm not saying get rid of it. I mean, you like your soda. You know, stop eating all day unless you do the really small meals and you want to try the prepackaged. Try a program like Weight Watchers. Stop snacking really late at night and stop eating before you sleep. These are little things that you'd be surprised. Oh, and drink lots of water. These are little things you'd be surprised would make a difference in your life. When it comes to fitness, again, having a calendar and writing when you work out is key. I tell everyone just try to do 10 minutes a day. If you are not a runner or a walker, try to do 10 minutes a day. If you are setting, and let me back up a little. When you are thinking of fitness goals, they need to be SMART goals. And SMART goals means they need to be specific, measurable. Oh my God, I'm blanking out. I'm going to have to look this up on the internet. It happens to me. I was thinking about saying SMART goals all day last night. And if you know SMART goals, yay. SMART goals. SMART goals. Okay. Ta-da! This is me having a blank. They need to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So a lot of people do it in terms of pounds. I recommend you get a tape measure instead, and you do it in terms of inches. Take measurements around your neck, your arms, your chest, your legs, your waist, your hips, you know, and see how many inches you'll lose. Because when it comes to weight and you start working out, you will typically lose weight, then gain weight as you build muscle. And muscle mass is heavier than fat. So it can confuse people who are just going for the number of pounds you drop. Inches are a little better because you can physically see this. So set your SMART goals. You know, when I say specific, some people say 1 to 2 pounds a week. I've never been a pound person. I tried in high school to chart my pounds and I watched it go up and down, and it just made me sadder. I recommend doing things like this. If you're not a runner or you're not a walker, set yourself at 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day where you're going to give it to yourself for walking. Put it on your calendar when you're doing it, okay? When you find that you can consistently do 5 minutes up to 10 minutes, you can do it for 10 minutes up to 15 minutes. If you're a runner and you're trying to build your endurance, you know you can run for 10 minutes. I do it 2 ways. I either run for distance or I run for time. And I found that, you know, those small goals of just trying to run 10 minutes a day, next thing you knew, I was able to do a mile in 10 minutes. Oh, okay, I know I can do a mile in 10 minutes. Let's see if I can do more than a mile in 10 minutes. Or let's go 15 minutes and let's see how far I go. Typically, you will find that your pace will increase and your duration will increase. But you can't give up, and you have to make these goals that you can do. You have to look at your schedule and be honest about when you can work out. You have to make this commitment. It's not easy, so I had a friend who was doing her first marathon, and she told everyone on Facebook to text her while she was running, and I did it. I texted her. I was like, you go, girl. You keep doing it. Having a support network is going to make the difference, because those days when you feel like you're not going to do it, or you look at your calendar and you see you're not working out, you know, having a buddy to work out is great. But you can't rely on your buddy to get you out of your funk. You're going to have to be self-motivated to do this. You're going to have to be able to look in the mirror and say you want to make these changes. And if you need someone like me to just like be like, hey, you can do it, I will be that person as much as I can with my busy schedule, because I understand. I mean, I took photos earlier today that I'll probably be posting later, maybe, or I'll just keep for my personal reference to see where I am now. I decided I want to work on flexibility, so I started taking yoga classes. I used to take them before, and so taking them again has been really good for me. So I'm going to try to keep this video short. I know I kind of was all over the place, but again, that's, I guess, what I try to do with my videos is give them to you candidly so we can do this together, okay? So I wish you guys all the best. I'll probably do another video focused on diet, a little more on my diet and how I incorporated and made changes, as well as another one on, you know, actual workout and what I do. I probably will have a series of these as I try to get more fit for my second body painting fashion show. Gotta get rid of this negative body image, and I fought mine for so long, and I'm doing this for me. And you need to do it for yourself too. And remember, you are beautiful no matter what body shape you are. I was able to do this because I had the support knowing back then, back at this time in my life, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I had people who still believed I was beautiful, and I knew I was beautiful, or at least I knew I wasn't ugly. Like a little difference there. But I'm telling you right now, no one has the right to tell you you are ugly. Nobody has the right to tell you you are fat. Nobody has the right to give you yourself a negative body image. And if you have people in your life who are doing that, who are sitting there calling you fat, or not doing anything to help you be more positive about it, sometimes you got to look at yourself and decide that those people have to go. Because ultimately, you're the one who's going to have to make this change. You're the one who's going to have to want it, and you're the only one who can do it. You're the only one who can do this for yourself. And when you do it, I want you to do it in a healthy, positive manner, and in a way that's not going to hurt your body, and in a way that you can sustain and grow with and be happy with yourself at the end. You should be happy with yourself every little milestone you make. Every smart goal you reach should be something you should be proud of. And never, ever, ever be ashamed of how far you've gone, where you were before. That is your strength, the fact that you made that change. So, yay to body image. Let's all be more positive about body image this year, and let's get into fitness and being happier for ourselves, because ultimately when you're happier about your body image, you'd be surprised at how many other things change and what a better person you feel like. So any specific questions, feel free to hit me up. You know how to reach me. Thanks, guys. Bye. Good luck.